Hey everyone, welcome back. So we have covered uh, the major aspects of product case solving. Today we will be discussing about one particular example. Before that, I want to congratulate you for finishing 60% of the series. Probably you have watched 6 previous videos. If you have not watched, it's not an issue actually because in this video I'll be covering how to solve a product metrics case from scratch. So if you haven't watched, you can continue watching this video. If you have watched the previous videos of the series, just refresh what you have learned and try to solve it with me. Cool. With that, let's go ahead. Again, I had to break the promise actually. I didn't upload one video every week, uh, but because of some personal commitments. So this time I'll be continuing uploading one video at least every week. And this is a promise from my side. And you promise yourself that you'll finish this video and this series if you're really serious about product management and cracking the PM interview. So the first and foremost thing is you never jump into solutioning. Whenever you come across any problem, any product case, you never jump into solutioning. Instead, you have to spend some time to understand the problem. So this is what I have been talking about. This is the step one of solving any product case. The step one is to understand the problem. Only once you understand the problem, you jump into creating a list of solutions. What really happens in beginner level PM interviews is whenever the interviewer ask any question or they give a product case for the interviewee to solve, the interviewee will, if he or she is a beginner, they'll definitely jump into solutions directly. Because of that, they will miss so many other aspects of the problem. You can, as an interviewee, you can only understand the problem completely once you ask few clarifying questions, because usually the interviewer will not give you all the data beforehand. You will have to ask few questions, then the interviewer will have some data, they will provide it to you. This is how it works. So never jump into solutioning, understand the problem first. Now let's try to look at one example. So today we are going to discuss about this product metrics case. I call this a product metrics case because you are asked to understand, uh, you know, understand how to solve this particular issue. Here the metrics is daily active users. So I'll read the question. You will understand why this is a metrics case. A music streaming app has high signups but very weak daily active users, or DAU. Engagement drops very quickly after onboarding. Only 6% of the users are active daily after 4 weeks. So this is what is happening. They have really high signups. People are coming and signing up on the platform, but the engagement drops very quickly after that. Once people sign up, very few people are actively using this platform even after 4 weeks, and that percentage is 6%, which is very low. So this is the case. There is no goal associated. You are not asked to improve something directly, right? So you have to ask the interviewer. That is the first thing. You have to ask few clarifying questions. What should I do, right? Because in the question itself there is nothing, there is no objective, right? So you have to ask few questions initially, those clarifying questions. And this is the 7 components I have been talking about very frequently, again and again, because this is what I have seen. Once you try to cover all these 7 components, you will have a very comprehensive idea about the situation, the problem at hand. uh, so these 7 components are scope, users, timeline, competition, features, funnel, and goal. Let's see what are the questions we can ask. Let's see quickly what we can ask. The idea behind this 7 components is basically you ask 3 or 4 questions about each component, then it will be around 20 or 30 questions in total. So in the first 5 minutes of the interview itself, you are asking 20 questions to the interviewer and you are making him answer. The interviewer will be giving you some clarifying answers, some data also. For example, if you are asking 20 questions to the interviewer, uh, interviewer might have data for 5 questions, 5 of those clarifying questions, not all, right? So we are trying to understand how can we ask these 20 questions so that we'll get answers to 5. That's what we are trying to do here. We are not trying to get the right answer, rather we are trying to get the right structure. Now once you ask these clarifying questions, you'll understand which direction you need to go. So this is the questions I have prepared in less than 2 minutes probably. As you can see, this is I'll use this pencil here. Let me see. Okay. So this one is regarding scope. Okay. So what's the question here? Are we solving for free users, premium users, or both? So we don't know what's the objective, right? So we have to ask, are we trying to solve some issue for free users? Because do we want to retain the free users after 4 weeks? That's a question, right? So you have to ask few questions. This is just one example, one question we can ask regarding scope. We can also ask about the market. Which market are we targeting? That's also another question which is related to the scope, right? This question is about target users, and another question you can ask is which market should we target, right? Now the second question is regarding users itself, the user types or user persona, right? Is it for students, it's for working professionals, or is it for casual listeners, or is it for gym goers, right? uh, the third one is about timeline. So if you try to remember those 7 components, the first one is scope, then users, then timeline, right? Then competition, we are asking about other apps. Scope, users, timeline, competition. Now what else? We are asking about the features. Then we are asking about the funnel. Then the business goal itself. So here I'm not trying to give you the right questions, I'm trying to give you the right approach. You have 7 components, you can ask so many questions. Let's say 5 questions each for each of those components, and that will make 35 questions. Right now I have only listed 7 questions here, 1 question for each of those components, right? I have done this just for you to understand what is the approach. So this is a homework for you. Right now pause this video. For the same question, what are the uh, for the same product case, what are the questions you can ask to the interviewer with respect to each of these components? You can even use ChatGPT if you are getting stuck. Just pause this video, try to come up with 7 more questions regarding scope, users, timeline, competition, features, funnel, and business goal. Try to do that, right? Okay, I hope you have tried that, and this you can take this as a very realistic approach. This is a proper practice for you as well. Before going for any interview, you can practice solving cases like this, and this is the approach you can take. Once you ask clarifying questions and understand about the problem first, then you can go ahead and solve it. Let's move ahead to uh, sorry, yeah. Step one is trying to cover all the 7 components. Yeah. So there is few things you need to note in step one. Right now you have asked all 7 components, questions related to all 7. The next thing is actually note down the response, because sometimes the interviewer will give you some data. Sometimes the interviewer will say, no, we don't have any data. I don't know, right? So you can note down whenever the interviewer is giving you some data, some direction, you should note that down, right? And since this particular problem is a product metrics problem, definitely ask for this data, which is drop off data. What is drop off data? It is basically if 100 users are signing up, 90 users are completing the onboarding, 70 users are trying one music for one time, 50 users are coming back after week 1, 30 users are coming back after week 2. So you can see the number is going down, right? Not all the 100 users are completing the onboarding. Not 100 users are uh, coming back to the music streaming app. Only a part of the initial 100 will come back, right? So this is the funnel I'm talking about, and the decrease in number, that is called drop off. Definitely there will be drop off. It is very normal to have drop off, but the idea behind this particular practice, which is looking at the drop off data, the idea behind this is, let's say 100 people are 100 users are signing up, but only 10 users are completing the onboarding. There you can see a big issue, because there should be 90 or 80% of users who complete the onboarding. Only 10% users completing the onboarding, it looks like an issue. And this is why drop off data is important. So this is the drop off data you have. From this you can infer that there is some issue happening between signing up and onboarding, right? People are not completing onboarding. Only 10% users are completing the onboarding. So probably there is some issue in the onboarding step, in the onboarding stage. So this is why drop off data is really important. uh, so just note this down. You have to ask for this particular data whenever you think this is a product metrics problem. You have to look at some metrics. Definitely ask for the drop off data. And in case you have to uh, understand the root cause of some issue, again drop off data will help directly, because in the previous example I gave you, from the drop off data itself you can see that there is some issue in onboarding. So just like that you can understand where the issue is happening, so you can solve root cause analysis problems as well with the same approach. Okay, let's say the inference you got from the drop off data is, let's say users are curious enough to complete the onboarding. Let's say onboarding, in onboarding there was no issue, and you have asked directly what is the goal. Is it to increase the daily usage? And the interviewer has said that the goal is to increase daily usage and repetition rather than monetizing the users. Let's say this is the goal. So how do you get this data? This is actually from asking those clarifying questions in step 1, right? So just after step 1 you have to come up with some kind of this kind of an inference, right? What is the goal, and what is the situation? Here the situation is, let's say this is just another example I have written. It can be anything, right? So you have to understand the situation, you have to note that down, and then you have to note down the goal as well, because the next step is basically we have to come up with a list of solutions, not just one solution, not just two solutions. We have to come up with a list of solutions. So let's see how do we do that. The easiest way, the easiest way to come up with a list of solutions is write down the funnel, write down the user journey. In this case, the simplest user journey is users sign up, users do the onboarding, and they never come back. This is one very simple user journey. A user who sign up, a user who complete the onboarding, and then this user is never coming back. This is one very simple journey, right? Here you can intervene and add three solutions here and three solutions here. How do you do that? So let's say there are 100 users who signed up, completed the onboarding, and only 10 users who came back, let's say. So there is a drop off of 50 here, right? And here there is a drop off of 40, right? So 100 users are signing up, 50 users are not even going to the next stage. So how do you solve this? This is the first intervention you can have. Maybe the onboarding process is a very difficult process. Maybe it takes 5 minutes time, right? Maybe it is not clear what is the next step. Maybe that's why 50 users are dropping off. So you have to intervene and increase the number of onboarding. That is the first thing you can do. Second thing is you can intervene in step 2 also. Let's say 50 users have onboarded, but they are not coming back. So what are the possible reasons you can think of? Now for each of those reasons, what are the solutions? What are the solutions you can have so that you can improve this number? You have to ideally try to improve this number to 100, this also to 100, but it's not very realistic. A good number will be something like 80% is completing the onboarding, right? Maybe some 40% is coming back even after 1 week. This seems like a good number. So you get the point, right? We'll uh, think of another funnel just so that you will get an idea. So this is the step 2. We are thinking of solutions now, and the easiest way is to write down the funnel and try to think of one solution or more than one solution in each step. So this is one step, right? This is second step, this is third step, this is fourth step. But there's a catch here. I think I got it wrong because there is no issue here. The problem statement, if you remember, the issue happens after sign up. So we don't have to intervene here actually, because before signing up everything is good. After signing up, people are not coming back. So these are the stages probably. After signing up is the first stage. Then after onboarding, after listening to music for one time, and then they're closing the app. So these are probably the 4 stages. And we only have to intervene at these 4 stages, right? If you want to have more stages, you can think of more detailed funnel. Instead of just onboarding or just listening to music, you can say something like listening to music for first time. Then another step can be coming, some users come back after 1 week, right? So these are not new users. So you can add more steps here if you want to go more granular. For this video's sake, for you guys to just understand the approach, I'm making it just 4 stages as of now. We can go deeper and deeper and make more stages or more steps in the funnel. But for this video, it's not really necessary. This is for you to just understand what's happening. So we'll just recap what's happening here. We have talked about this particular product case where users are signing up, but only 6% of those users are coming back after week 4. This is the issue. Now we have covered step 1 where we are asking about 7 components. We have asked few clarifying questions to the interviewer, and in step 2 right now we are thinking of solutions. And how do we do that? We are thinking in steps. How is the user going from step 1, step 2, step 3 till the step where we were talking about? He's never coming back, he closes the app, right? So from signing up to this point, we can intervene at so many different stages. So we have defined the stages as this right now. We can have more stages if we want. If we zoom in the step 2 itself, we can have more multiple stages. But for the simplicity's sake, we're just keeping it for 4 steps as of now. So you can talk to the interviewer in the same manner also. Like you are only thinking about 4 steps as of now, 4 broad steps, right? And now you will intervene at each step, probably come up with 3 solutions for each of these steps, which will make it total 12 solutions, right? That is step 2. So we can think of 12 solutions probably. Let's see. So as I was saying, we have 4 steps: after sign up, during onboarding, while listening to the music, after closing the app. This is how I personally would like to intervene in each stage. These are the 4 stages, right? Now we are still on step 2. So let's think about few solutions. So after sign up, I have wrote down 2 solutions. During onboarding, I have wrote 1 solution. While listening to music, I have 4 solutions. After closing the app, I have 1 solution. So its total is 3 plus 4, 7, 8 solutions in total, right? Now let's look at the solutions also, right? So after signing up, 1 solution can be generate a ready to listen playlist. So if the user is finding it difficult to start listening to music, they may drop off. So you might have seen in Netflix or other streaming apps, they ask for your preferences, right? They are asking this so that they can generate a playlist, or they can generate a feed that will be very relevant for you. This is why they ask this. So again, you have noticed it, this usually comes after signing up, right? So this is 1 solution you can have: generate a ready to listen playlist, so that you're helping the user to start immediately after sign up. This way you can reduce the drop off. This way there will be more people to listen to the music. So this is 1 solution. Now a second solution after signing up is, okay, see what your friends are listening to. So if the sign up is happening through some social media platform like Facebook or something like that, or even Google also, right? If the app has access to the contacts, right? Then the app also has what are the music this user's friends are listening to, and the app can actually suggest the same music or very similar music to this user as well, right? So that is another solution. This is generating a random playlist. This is generating a playlist which the user's friends are listening to, right? These are the 2 solutions I have thought of just after signing up. You can come up with more solutions. So after going through all these 4 steps, I'll give you some time to try it out right now. Okay. So after onboarding, 1 solution I have thought of is ask for favorite artist or bands. So just like I mentioned, right? After Netflix, once you sign up to Netflix, you can see this particular question: what are the select 3 categories or select 3 languages or something like that, if you remember, right? So this is again for the Netflix or the platform to understand your preference, so that they can show the relevant music to you. Now, so while listening to music also, you can add more solutions. While the user is listening to music, you can improve the ad experience. You can give 1 week free trial for premium, right? You can uh, show the new releases of their favorite artists. You can show the playlist of trending mode. Let's say there is some trend happening right now, you can show that as well. So these are few 4 solutions I recommend while the user is listening to music. So as you can see, after closing the app, you can add push notification. That's a very easy solution we can have. But the point is, as you can see here, now we have total 8 solutions. And how did we end up with these solutions? We were looking at the different stages of the user journey and trying to intervene at each stage. Now we have 8 solutions, right? Now the step 2 is actually over. So the logic behind step 2 is break down the user journey into pieces, solve for each piece. This is the basic idea behind step 2. So you will have to practice this particular thing. Right now I have written different stages of the user journey very easily, right? But that actually comes from some practice. If you are a complete beginner, you might struggle to do this. So this is why right now I would like you to come up with a uh, different set of stages for the same problem. How can you divide the user journey into different stages? Maybe come up with 8 steps, 8 stages of user journey, right? And try to think of solution, one solution or two solution at each stage. So maybe you will have 16 solutions in total. Try to do that right now. You can get help of ChatGPT or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. You have to understand what's happening, right? So pause this video right now and try to come up with some 10 or 15 solutions like this. Okay, I hope you have done that, and I hope you understand a bit, understand the approach a bit. So the solutions is not the important thing. How you approach this whole case solving is what is really important. You should have that structure. You should have that approach, that process, right? Um, Okay, one quick thing is, if you are struggling to break down users or segment them, you can use different criteria, right? So just to break down the users, you can have different criteria like age, gender, right? You can divide the users into male and female, or uh, above 30, below 30, something like that. According to location, you can break down the users. So you can break down any of those 7 components like this. You can use different criterias, but for that you need to practice a bit. I hope you have done that right now, which takes us to the final step, step 3. So step 3 is, you already have the list of solutions. Now what you have to do is, you have to just categorize these solutions into different categories. So the most simplest categorization, the way we can prioritize is, we can think of solutions as high impact and low impact, also low effort and high effort. That's it. So we divide each of these solutions into high impact, low effort, into these 4 different categories, right? And we can choose the high impact category and low effort. So these 3 solutions, I think these will be this one, and this one. It'll be high impact and low effort. This is my assumption, right? You have to talk to the interviewer and tell that this is your assumption. Uh, Now there will be few other solutions which are high impact and high effort. You can prioritize that after these 3, right? And again, the low impact ones, you really don't do that. In real life, what will happen is, these items will go into backlog. If necessary, we will do that, otherwise we won't do that. So yeah, step 3 is actually pretty straightforward. There's nothing more to think about. So we'll recap. We got a product case. We asked few clarifying questions as step 1, let's say 7 questions. In step 2, we thought of the funnel. We break down the funnel into some stages. Here we have done that in 4 stages. At each stage, we try to intervene with few solutions. That was step 2. So after step 2, we got 8 solutions. In step 3, we prioritize these 8 solutions using this particular method, which we can call impact effort metrics. That is what people call this method. The name of that method is not really, it doesn't matter. You understand this, what is happening, right? So we are choosing those solutions which have really huge impact, but it is very effortless to execute. So we'll select those kind of solutions first. That's the whole point. So I hope you got that. So this is just one example. I will come up with more such examples, and I would like to congratulate you for completing this video. You are 70% there. Only three more videos to finish in the series. So stay tuned in. We'll see each other soon.